And we welcome you to the Raleigh County Convention Center. Tonight, Video Productions presents the final game of the regular season for boys high school basketball. It's the Bluefield Beavers, and they've had a tough year. They're just 2-19, taking on the Beckley Flying Eagles, winners of 6 in a row. They're 15-3. Hello again, everybody. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, and Jackie Moon on camera. And Eric, like I said on top, it's been a really tough year for Bluefield. They started out the year, they lost their first 9 games. They beat Oak Hill twice. And since the last time they beat Oak Hill, they've lost 7 in a row coming in this game. They're 2-19. It's been a real struggle. And, you know, talking to their coaching staff, they've had 4 of their 5 starters that are not with them here for multiple reasons, injuries. Just one player signed to go play football at Concord and felt basketball wasn't in his best interest. He needed to focus on football, so he left the program. A couple other players that just didn't work out. And for Coach Webster, it's been tough. And then to add on top of that, a dear friend of you and I's who passed away, their former coach Buster Large, who you and I knew very well, and I've known Buster over 30 years. It's just been really difficult for the Beavers here in 24-25.
Yeah, it's just been a tough year for the Beavers. But, you know, like Coach Tony Webster, things will look up for them in a couple of years. They might have one down year, but the Beavers will always bounce back. And you look at their roster, if you're going to lose with the young team, because that'll give them some lumps and some growing pains, and look for them to be way more competitive next year.
And, you know, Eric, that's a good point, because for 2 reasons. One, you know, they've only got 1 senior on the team. But as Tony Webster and I talked about, and, Eric, you'll remember this because it wasn't that long ago, where Beckley was going through something like this. Now, they wasn't where they only won 2 games, but they won maybe only 4 games, and it was like their worst year in 100 years of basketball. And, you know, that happened, about 3 years ago. So, you know, it's a cycle. Unfortunately, it happens pretty much to all programs, if not all, most all programs anyway.
Yeah, and the thing is, three of the young men that start were part of that, that losing season, and look how they've turned it around. They took some lumps. They were young as freshmen. You know, you don't dodge anyone. That's what you still have to like about Bluefield. I'm not talking disparaging things about any teams in the area, but they could have very easily not played this game, you know.
Sure.
You know, but come out, honor the contract, and, you know, because, you know, over the years they've always been competitive. Heck, the last few years they probably had the upper hand, you know, on Beckley.
Well, now you say that, because that's what Tony Webster said. He said, you know, we're going through our growing pains now, and when Beckley was going through their growing pains a few years ago, we got the best of Beckley. Yep. And, you know, especially down there. Now, this is the second matchup. They played back in January. Beckley won that game 70-47. But Beckley right now is playing their best basketball of the season, and this is when you want to play it. Your final game of the regular season. The second season, the one that really counts, start on Friday. Beckley's winners of 6 in a row, heavy favorite here tonight, and they feel when they go into the postseason starting Friday, they'll be playing their best basketball.
Yeah, and this is, you know, this is a 7-day stretch, and we're going to talk about it. 7-day stretch for Beckley to get right, because, you know, if you can win tonight, this is the end of your regular season. The real season starts Friday night, and they've been playing well. That being Beckley, but they need that momentum to keep going the way they've shot the ball and shared the ball and really played that Beckley defense.
And we'll get into that here in a minute. It's senior night. They are honoring the cheerleaders, the senior cheerleaders from Beckley, the senior Lassie members, and the senior basketball players, and which we talked about, Eric. There's only 2 of those, and we'll touch on that in a minute. But when you look at this Bluefield roster, they only have 1 player averaging in double figures. That's Jay Smith. On the other side, Beckley, and I've talked about this in previous games, the Big Four. And the Big Four have really been dominant, and that's 18 points a game from Zion Hawthorne, 18 points a game from Jalen Walton, one of the 2 seniors being honored here tonight. And then you have Kobe Dillon with 12 points a game and Preston Clary with 11 a game.
Yeah, and you know, all of those guys have really, you know, they've gotten better as the year's gone on. And as far as, and I think right now, you'll agree with this, I had a chance to come out and watch them without broadcasting against Capital the other night. So you see it from a different lens. And I saw the togetherness, the you know, being happy for the teammate, don't care who gets the glory. And that's the way you win, you know, ball games. And I like the way they've turned that around. You know, body language speaks volumes, Maris, and I think this team is really together.
Well, you know, Eric, they haven't lost in over a month. Beckley's last loss came on February the 1st at Martinsburg, and they lost that 69-57. However, you were taking 18 points out of their lineup because Zion Hawthorne did not play that afternoon.
Yeah, and when Zion came back, he's been refocused like a different. I won't say he wasn't playing bad. He was obviously
he's just playing better right now.
He's just upped his game.
Yes,
and that's what you want. You want your players to be your players, and that's an amazing thing from Zion Hawthorne, the way he's played basketball.
Very amazing, that's for sure. But anyway, you can see there on our cameras, if you're just joining us, you can see, like I said, it's senior night, final regular season game for the Beckley Flying Eagles here at the Raleigh County Convention Center, and they're honoring the senior cheerleaders, senior lassers, and the senior basketball players with their family. A nice little turnout and a nice round of applause for the ones that made it out. All right, we're going to take our first break, get you ready for the game between 2-19 Beckley, 2-19 Bluefield and 5-13 Beckley, and we'll tip at the bottom of the hour here on Video Productions.
Folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
Life doesn't wait, so neither should your care. Whether it's a cough, fever, or stomach bug, Access Plus is here for those urgent moments.
From bumps and bruises to stitches and even x-rays, we've got you covered with extended hours and walk-in care for the whole family.
You do not have to be an Access Health patient to be seen. No appointments, no hassle, just quality care when you need it.
Access Health, where care meets community.
Hey, Chris, are you snowed in too?
Nah, man, I'm staying nice and warm from the heat coming off all these deals at Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall.
Oh, good for you, man.
For limited time, get up to $10,500 off remaining 2024 GMC Sierra 1500 Denali's.
Hey, can I come over there?
Sure, man.
Oh, this is a lot warmer.
GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance, we've got your back office.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Tonight's game is brought to you by West Virginia Orthopedic and Trauma, Dr. John Tabbitt. Whether you're in a car accident or you've had a sports-related injury, Dr. Tabbitt and his staff will get you right back on your feet. They're located on Woodcrest Drive in Beckley. Also, the game tonight is brought to you by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. You never know when you need a plumber. Till you need a plumber, and the number to call is 304-253-HELP. Who are you going to call? Not Ghostbusters. You're going to call Modley's. We're here at the Raleigh County Convention Center. Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. And, Eric, the game's going to be delayed momentarily because we had a ceremony for senior night, and they recognized the two senior basketball players and the senior cheerleaders and the senior members of the Lassie, which is the dance squad, as now Beckley now makes its way out onto the court. Bluefield will soon to follow. This is the final game of the regular season. Bluefield enters the ball game, Eric, as I mentioned, 2-19. They started off the season 0-9. The only two wins, they beat Oak Hill twice. They've lost 7 in a row coming into this game. So Bluefield, they're definitely not headed in the right direction, and Beckley just the opposite. 15-3, winners of 6 in a row, and they haven't lost in over a month since February the 1st.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's just been, tough for this young Bluefield team. But the task at hand, if you're Beckley, you just got to play your brand of basketball no matter who the opponent is, because now's the time to just really elevate or maintain what you've been doing on the court.
After tonight for Beckley, they'll open up the opening round of the postseason. Will be here on this floor in this building, and Eric, you and I will have the call of that Friday night. Beckley will take on Riverside. Beckley comes up the 3rd seed, and Riverside is the 6th seed. That's an elimination game. And by the way, that game Friday will tip at 7 o'clock. You and I both love a 7 o'clock tip as opposed to a 7:30. For Bluefield, Eric, they will start their postseason Friday as well. They'll be on the road at James Monroe.
Yeah, and that's another tough venue to play in. If you're Bluefield, go on the road to James Monroe. And if you're Beckley, you're hosting a team you played a couple of weeks ago in Riverside, but you can't take anything for granted. They're a young ball club, and you have to be ready if you want to move on to the final.
In the game you're speaking of, the Riverside game, Eric, you and I did that game on the 15th of February, and Beckley won that game by 40 points, 88-48, and you're right. So, first of all, I think if you're Coach Kidd and the staff, and, of course, Coach Kidd, a veteran coach, 25th year now as the head coach of Beckley, all-time winningest coach, he is not going to even worry about Friday. They want to get through tonight. And two things I think you would agree, Eric. You want to play well, and you got to come out of this game healthy.
Yeah, health is a major component. But the thing is, in the Capital game, the last quarter, the young guys played, so he's building some depth. I think since the Shady Spring game, he's really believed. The Shady Spring game here at the Armory, I think
it's February 4th.
February 4th.
Right.
I think he's really believed a little more in his bench. Got some early foul trouble from a couple of guys, needed to insert one of the young guys, and I think he's really starting to believe in some of the young men.
And in my opinion, I think you would agree, Eric, I think that's something that he really needed to do, because they had to develop it. Because as good as I mentioned, their big 4, if one of those players had an off night, or one got in foul trouble, or multiple players of those big 4, if 2 got in foul trouble and 2 had an off night, you got to be able to spell them and be able to bring somebody in that can get quality minutes. And that's another thing. They don't play their postseason till Friday, and if they get a comfortable enough lead, and like I said, they won the first game against Bluefield 70-47, but I think teams are totally different from that game. And now I think Beckley is trending up and Bluefield's been trending down, and that's not being negative Bluefield, that's just stating the facts. So I think if you're Coach Kidd, you have an opportunity tonight that you think that if you play well enough, that at least, if not all of the fourth quarter, a big part of the fourth quarter, you can use your bench.
Yeah, and that's key. I know you want your guys hitting on all cylinders, but Beckley has been clicking on all cylinders here the last 4 contests. I mean, really putting up gaudy offensive numbers. They've had 2 of the high-scoring games that they've had since 2019 in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, if I can, we got our producer, Nick. If you can pull up the girls' regional games, you may not have scores, but if you can just pull them up, and I think you can right there. You were right there on it. But anyway, nevertheless, Beckley is playing a regional game tonight against George Washington, and the winner of that game will punch their ticket to the state tournament. And why I bring that up, Eric, because for Beckley, it's the same thing like for the boys. Beckley girls beat Riverside last Friday. They're at George Washington tonight. For Beckley, if they beat Riverside Friday, and I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself, then next Tuesday would have a massive game on the road at South Charleston, and the winner of that would punch their ticket then to the state tournament.
And that's an epic showdown, and you're not getting too far ahead, because I think Beckley fully expects to win the game against Riverside. And I think once you do that, you have the weekend. You probably get to practice Saturday and a little bit on Monday, and then it's just back. You got to avenge a loss. They've been able to earlier this year avenge the Shady Spring loss early on, and now this is one of those things. One game, all the chips are in the basket, and you just got to go get a victory on the road.
Yeah, that'll be then. This is now Beckley and Bluefield as both teams out on the floor preparing for it. And as we take a look at some of the also tonight, we'll have in girls, it'll be Oak Hill and St. Albans. The winner of that will punch their ticket, or did I get that correct?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see that.
You're right. Oak Hill's at St. Albans. Oh, this is the boys' regionals.
Okay. I was going to say that's a little confusing, because I thought we were talking about girls because I know St. Albans is the 1 seed.
But it is Oak Hill.
It is. Oak Hill's at St. Albans.
Matchup.
And the winner of that punches their ticket to the girls'
St. Albans
tournament.
was the one in the region.
And GW was
GW is 2. And it's the same. It's actually setting up like the region is setting up basically
for the boys.
now.
Yes. All right. Both teams still going through the warm-ups. And now that we got to figure it out whether it's girls basketball or boys basketball. The hard thing for me to believe, Eric, where's the season gone? Because a week from tonight, the girls' state high school tournament starts in Charleston. 2 weeks from tonight, the boys' state high school tournament starts in Charleston.
Yeah, I mean, it seems just like yesterday, we were calling the early December scrimmages at Shady.
Yeah.
I mean, the time just – what they say, though, time flies when you're having fun, and it's been a whole lot of fun doing these games in the area. Man, we've seen some good middle school games. We've seen – for you, good elementary games,
college games,
college, plenty of good college basketball, and it's just been a real treat this season.
By the way, before we go to commercial break, I just checked in on Tech earlier today to see what their final number was. Tech, the men's team, finished 16-11. They did not qualify for the postseason. I think what hurt them when the local product from Shady Spring, when Chapman, when he got injured, I think that really hurt their fortunes, and then they had Haley out, missed a couple of games, and they were never really 100% after after he got hurt.
They built some depth, though. A couple of sparks coming off the bench. They got starting roles, but as you stated, though, you can't take 20 points out of any lineup and expect to be the same. The same car, that you had driving, it's not going to drive the same.
Yeah, you don't have the same gasoline in it, do you?
Right.
And another thing, too.
Take out some premium petrol.
And I was looking at the women's side, and they finished 2-25, and obviously not the kind of year they want. And I'm sure they'll be working to correct that and have a better year. All right, both teams still going through the warm-ups. We'll tip at the bottom of the hour. It's a 2-19 Bluefield against 15-3 Beckley, and it's coming up at the bottom of the hour here on Video Productions.
Chris, are you snowed in too?
Nah, man, I'm staying nice and warm from the heat coming off all these deals at Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall.
Oh, good for you, man.
For limited time, get up to $10,500 off remaining 2024 GMC Sierra 1500 Denali's.
Hey, can I come over there?
Sure, man.
Oh, this is a lot warmer.
GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance, we've got your back office.
The most mouth-watering showdown on television. The Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off. Right here at your local Little General store. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
It's fourth down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but move! A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett with Window World of Beckley. Are you dealing with those cold winter drafts through your windows? Is it causing your energy bills to rise? If you answered yes, Window World can help. Instead of dealing with those old drafty windows another year, call Window World of Beckley today. Yes, we work all year. Our windows are Energy Star efficient and designed to resist extreme weather. Make the smart investment with our no interest for 15 months. Call Window World of Beckley today.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Allstate Insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate, and you're in good hands with Lori Richmond as your agent. She's my agent. She takes care of me, and she'll take care of you. Lori Richmond there in Market Road in Beckley. Also, the game tonight brought in part by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, the old country store, locations in Beckley and Princeton. Love me some Cracker Barrel, whether it's a breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You always want Cracker Barrel. I had my meal there, lunch there the other day. It wasn't even a pregame meal yesterday, as a matter of fact, Eric. We didn't have a game, and I ate at Cracker Barrel anyway. And if I could, I'd probably eat there maybe 5 days a week if I could. But delicious food. Well, both teams, Eric, still going through their final warm-ups. And, right now I think if you're Beckley, like we talked about, Eric, you want to be able to continue this nice streak that you're on. You've won 6 in a row. You want to go into the postseason with a 7-game winning streak. And if you're Bluefield, as Coach Webster told me, look, they're just trying to survive. They're just trying to hang in there. They got to play possession by possession. And they got two things they said that they needed to do. One, you got to handle the pressure, and two, they got to keep Beckley off the boards. If you get the stop, you can't give them 3 and 4 shots. You got to be able to get the stop and get the rebound.
And that's one thing we thought that in the South Charleston game. Let's reverse back to that. That was a team that was keeping Beckley one and done, kept them off of the glass offensively, and was able to really take control of the third quarter. And that is a veteran coach, Tony Webster, is preaching to the choir right there, because you have to stop Beckley from second chance points, whether it's Walton. Walton shoots 70-some% from the floor. I saw a Dave Morrison article that I mean, it's like 72% from the floor.
72% from the floor and like 60% from the line.
So, he makes you pay offensively on that glass. He'll go clean up any miss, and he posts up real well. But I think the main key is the pressure. Beckley really puts pressure on the guards. And I think that's the Cabell Midland game that really took its toll. The game you and I did, the Riverside game. Once they get to rolling like that, it's
speed them up.
Yeah, they speed them up, and it gets you to play a speed you don't want to.
And, here's another thing, Eric. When I say that Walton, you mentioned shooting 70% from the floor, and I'm saying 60%. Most people's like, well, 60% is not very good. But for Jalen Walton, it is, because early in the year he was like he was right at 50%.
From where he came from.
From where he started to where he is right now.
If we would do the last 10 games, he'd be well over 70-some%.
Yeah, but in the first half of the season, he was like 48%, 50%, and he's really improved at the line, because he's going to get fouled.
And that's the one thing you and I talked about. I said, hey, for him to make an impact, he can't be a liability, which he's going to make an impact. For him to be a real factor, though, can't be a liability at the free throw line. That's something I learned early in my career. And young kids, if you're watching, that's one thing you can work on anytime, shooting free throws. And that's a key to winning a lot of basketball games.
Well, and you'd mentioned the South Charleston game, and I know we hate to keep harping on that, but when you look at that game, Walton scored 1 point in that game. He didn't even make a field goal. He was 0-1. he was 1 for 2 at the line, 1 point, and Beckley only got 42 points that night. And I think should Beckley beat Riverside Friday, which they'll be a heavy favorite, and should they go on the road, and that's where the game would be down at the South Charleston Community Center, I just don't see Walton playing another game where he's going to be held to single digits, and in this case, no field goals. But that's for a later time. But that's going to be, should that happen, that should be maybe one of the best non-state tournament games.
Oh, wow.
That we have.
I thought about this. I think as far as the regional final, that's the one you can circle, because I looked at all the potential regional
matchups.
finals.
Right.
I think that's
what I'm saying. That's going to be the best.
That could be the game.
I think in any class, Eric, out of the 4 classes, I think that should that happen, and I feel like you do that it's going to happen. Yeah. That would be the best non-state tournament game.
Yeah. And it's going to be played at that level. The atmosphere is going to be that level.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be in
one
Charleston.
Game. One game.
You got to. If you're not young, if you're young and that don't get your blood going, you don't care where you're playing that game at. If you're Beckley,
even if you're old, that gets the blood. That gets the juices going. Listen, if you're a basketball fan and you're able to either get to the game or watch the game or whatever the case may be, if that doesn't get the juices going, I don't think nothing will.
That's right.
All right, both teams going through the warm-ups. In fact, Beckley's just now exiting the floor, headed back to the locker room. Bluefield still taking their final warm-ups. We'll take a break and get you ready for the opening tip coming up here in about 7 or 8 minutes or so. We're probably going to be just a little past 7:30 because they had the senior night ceremony. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
The path to a rewarding, well-paying career is close to home. Discover what WVU Tech graduates already know. We're a small campus with big opportunities. With hands-on experience in high-demand programs like hospitality, forensic investigations, cybersecurity, engineering, and nursing, you'll be prepared to enter the workforce, solving West Virginia's most important problems. We know that you can change the world, and it starts here at home.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that.
Done. It's that easy with compliance. Compliance. We've got your back office.
Don't drop the ball. Come see your hometown legends at the all-new Greenbrier Ford in Beckley. We won't be beat.
Hey, Chris, are you snowed in too?
Nah, man, I'm staying nice and warm from the heat coming off all these deals at Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall.
Oh, good for you, man.
For limited time, get up to $10,500 off remaining 2024 GMC Sierra 1500 Denali's.
Hey, can I come over there?
Sure, man.
Oh, this is a lot warmer.
GMC, we are professional grade.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Hey, my name is Justice, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A nugget trays is that they're all unique. Every nugget you look at is its own different special little nugget. They're great for any occasion, but especially holidays. When you don't have enough time, when you need something quick, that flavor is always popping.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Infinity Co. Company. Infinity Co. offers a no premium, no deductible health insurance with dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company-matching 401k plan. The game also brought to you in part by Exit Elevation Realty. Luke Richmond, the broker, 304-256-0101, or you can check them out at wvexitelevation.com. And also the game brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. They have futuristic bowling every Friday and Saturday night, and you can call to reserve your lane at 304-253-7328. So we're about 3 or 4 minutes away, Eric, of tipping the ball game off. Bluefield 2-19. Like I said, they lost their first 9 games to start the year. They come into the ball game with a 7-game losing streak. Beckley, on the other hand, 15-3. They're winners of 6 in a row. So, Eric, if you were in the Bluefield locker room, you might heard what?
Yeah, you stated it. Control the basketball and the tempo. You can't turn it over. Live ball turnovers that lead out to easy layups. You got to play possession basketball and try to keep this game in the 40s and up 50. 50-point
Well,
game.
like I said, the first matchup, Beckley hit their magic number 70. In fact, that's what Beckley's averaging, 70. And in years past, when Beckley's hit 70, a lot of good things have happened for them. They held Bluefield to only 47 points. If you were in the Beckley locker room, you might heard the Flying Eagles say what?
Hey, let's go out and snuff them out early. Let's get out and running, shooting the ball, sharing the basketball, and playing Beckley basketball. You know, it's cliche, but that's one thing that coach Kidd and all his assistants, they stick to it. Beckley basketball, and you know what Beckley basketball is: run and gun and playing team defense.
Well, that's right, Eric. It starts on the defensive end, and it allows you to run. It's defense set up the pace of the game, and I think that is so important. And I think for Beckley to get where they want to go, they've got to be able to be really good on the defensive end, and they've got to be able to create pace no matter who they play, where or when they play. And I think that would be that's the recipe for Beckley to get where they want to go. And for Bluefield to try to pull off what would be the biggest, one of the biggest, if not the biggest upset of the year, of only 2-19, they've got to find a way to slow Beckley down. Like I said, they just cannot, they're undersized, and that's where they'll have maybe a tough go at it off the glass. Maybe they start out of zone, I don't know. Maybe they throw a couple of different defenses at Beckley, but they don't want to play as fast as Beckley wants this game to be.
Yeah, and you know what Coach Tony Westford, veteran coach, been an assistant for years and finally getting a shot to be ahead, but I felt he was always a big part of, you know, what they did game-wise, Bluefield over the years, and he'll have a plan.
All right, well, we'll see what his plan is. And, Eric, you have their starters for the Beavers.
Yeah, and for the Beavers, they'll go this way. It'll be Amari Helm, Ricky Dunford, Devin Totten, Jay Smith, and Denver Rife.
And, you know, Jay Smith, the team's leading scorer, 20 a game. Hickman, Dunford, and Totten at 8 a game, and Rife at 4 a game. For Beckley, I haven't been told exactly how they'll go, Eric, but I got to believe because Taylor Williams is one of the two seniors, he'll probably be inserted to start. So we know Beckley will start Zon Hawthorne.
Well, actually they won't. He's over in street clothes.
Well, I guess he's not going to play. Yep. So Hawthorne, who averaged 18 a game, is not available. In fact, we're going to have the playing of the national anthem, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back and see who actually is going to start for Beckley as we get you ready for Beckley and Bluefield coming up next here on Video Productions.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance, we've got your back office.
Take a ride to the north side and get your big John deal at Mid-State Ford in Summersville. And here's the top 5 reasons to shop Mid-State Ford. You'll find the largest inventory, award-winning service, financing made easy for everyone, highest trade-in value. And the number 1 reason to shop Mid-State Ford is where you'll find your big John deal. Mid-State Ford in Summersville, MidStateFordWV.com. And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. We have
the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Jackie Moon on camera. And Eric, I was ready to jump the gun. I didn't realize that Zion Hawthorne is not going to play tonight. As you pointed out right before we went to commercial break, he's in street clothes, so maybe I just better wait and see when they introduce him so I actually know who their starters are. And you got to believe that Jalen Walton, Kobe Dillon, and Preston Clary are at least 3 of their starting 5.
Right.
You'd have to believe that, but we'll wait till that happens as Bluefield's being introduced. As you said, Eric, it'll be Helm at 8 a game, Dunford at 8, Totten at 8, Smith at 20, and Rife at 4. That's how the Bluefield that's how Bluefield will go. In fact, their leading scorer, Jay Smith, Eric, he's got a huge brace on his right knee, and he is their team's leading scorer at 20 a game. And it just looks kind of awkward, kind of tough how you'd be able to kind of maneuver with that big brace on his knee, as they turn out the lights here. I thought it was curfew time or something. All the lights went out. So Beckley will be introduced. There's Kobe Dillon. A.J. Thomas, Eric, your cousin. And he'll continue to get the starting nod. And Preston Clary. And it'll be Jalen Walton, and also Taylor Smith will get the – and I kind of figured that Taylor Smith was going to start anyway, being a senior. I beg your pardon, Taylor Williams, beg your pardon. I know I can't see in the dark.
That's right.
But sometimes I can navigate my way in the dark. But with all the lights out, Taylor Williams. And there's Jalen Walton. So now they turn the lights back on. Now I'm really blind, right? After being in the dark, the bright lights come back on. I can't see nothing.
It's kind of like when you're walking out from outside inside after being out in the snow.
Right.
Sunny day, snow blind, man.
So it'll be Walton at 18 a game, Taylor Williams, Clary at 11 a game, Kobe Dillon at 12 a game, and A.J. Thomas at 4 a game. And once again, as always, Beckley's always getting their final instructions. And I say this every game because it's so true. The other team always makes its way out to the center circle for the jump, and Beckley's always kind of late to the party when it comes to that.
Yeah, you got to get that final instruction.
So Bluefield looks like they throwed us a curveball already. They got a 15 out there, and I gave this to their coach, and I said, double-check all these names and numbers. He said they were right, and they got a 15 out there, and I don't have one. Maybe Kevin Moppin can help me out who 15 is for Bluefield because their coach told me that this was correct. Ball in the air, and the tip is controlled by Beckley. We'll get that for you sometime here through the game. All right, as I thought that they might do, Eric, Bluefield back in his zone.
And this right here is where I thought Beckley really improved during the year playing against the zone.
Good ball movement. The shot is good. A 3 by Kobe Dillon, able to spot up and knock it down. Kaboom, a 3 ball from the far side. Ball's loose. Here's a steal. Clary attacks the basket. Into the lane. Short shot won't go. The tip won't go. And Beckley still maintains the possession. Walton on the drive, leans in off the glass, short, got his own rebound. The putback still won't go. Third time, will it be a charm? Nope, he'll be fouled on the floor as Walton, just like I said, just too big and strong as we watch the replay. This is the 3 ball, Beckley's first field goal.
And that's how you get them out of the zone early, finding Kobe Dillon. And it's good to see one go down early on for Kobe Dillon because I think him playing point guard is really probably made his percentage drop down to around 30%.
As Walton able to muscle that up in the paint. Beckley off to a good start. Bluefield, you can tell, Eric, right off the bat having a hard time breaking this pressure. Here's Dunford, pulls up the shot. It's good, a 3 ball for Dunford right down the chute.
And a good job by Dunford sidestepping the defense.
Another 3. Kaboom, a splash down by Kobe Dillon from downtown. So if you're Beckley, boy, you like to see that. Kobe Dillon, 2 3 balls and right down to the bottom of the net on both of them.
Yeah, really, really confident in the release. Nice rotation as Bluefield knocks one down.
Oh, in and out that 3 by Totten, and it won't stay down.
Well, I spoke too soon.
Well, I thought it was going down too when it left his hand. Beautiful pass by Kobe Dillon to Clary with the finish. And Beckley, man, they just look sharp, Eric, right out of the gate. 10 points here, not even 2 minutes into the ball game. And they turned Bluefield over.
And that was good transition defense by Kobe Dillon, because the young man for Bluefield was wide open as we watched the replay right here of the assist. Kobe Dillon dropping a little dime down to Preston Clary. But that transition defense, something that you have to hustle back, and it made an errant pass by Bluefield.
We'll check it out. Rife may be number 15. That's the only one that I could tell. But like I said, I gave this to their coach, and he looked it over, and he told me these were the numbers, these were the players. So still back in that zone. Beckley trying to find somebody free. Kobe Dillon shoots for his third three. That's a little strong, but on the rebound is Walton to keep the possession alive. Now into the lane. They go in and out. Kobe Dillon. Clary open. He'll dial up a three. It won't go. And sky and high for the rebound are the Beavers of Bluefield.
Well, good ball movement. I think a couple times could have shot the basketball, but Taylor Williams, being a consummate team player, kicked it out to Kobe Dillon when I thought he had a short 12-footer.
Here's Smith, the team's leading scorer, throws the ball back out over to Helm. Around the corner. Shoot they go. Into the lane. Tough shot, nothing but glass that time by Dumford. And Beckley comes out of there with the rebound. Down to Walton. Walton tacks the basket. He'll draw the foul and get to the line. Yeah, just too much size. Beckley just too big inside, Eric, as we watch the replay. And Beckley was able to push it up, get the ball inside to Walton. Walton will draw the foul, and he'll get to the line to shoot a pair.
A great look by Preston Clary, and just a lot of good up top with the ball, a lot of body right there. And Walton will get to the free throw line.
We said on top that he is a 60% free throw shooter. And if you're listening, you probably thinking, what's so important about being 60%? But when the season first began and through the first part of the season, he was like a 48%er, and now he was able to get his percentage up to 60 as he misses the second one, but Bluefield cannot maintain the possession on the rebound, and will be turned over to Beckley.
And is the score? It's 11-3. Okay.
It is correct. It is 11-3 because he made one of two. Kobe Dillon, the inbound on the baseline, finds Walton down the lane. He'll lay it up and in. Biggest lead of the game right here at 10. Here's a steal. Kobe Dillon with the short shot won't go. Tipped around, and Bluefield comes out of there with it with Smith.
And that's a couple of those as A.J. Thomas comes up with the steal.
And finds Clary. Clary attacks the basket with the left hand. In and out. Heartbreak. That ball was halfway down and wouldn't stay down.
Hard break.
Yeah, here comes Smith back the other way.
Great hustle.
He lost control of the ball into the lane. Here's a three on the near side. It's short. That three by Totten, and Beckley comes out of there with the rebound. A.J. Thomas shaking and baking, finds Kobe Dillon for three on its way. Got it! Kobe Dillon, that's his third three of the quarter.
And you know what? Kobe has one missed three and one missed layup. Shooting well.
Back the other way. Bluefield lets a three go. That's too strong for Dumford, and I'm not sure that's what Bluefield wants. Just push the ball up and get that quick shot as we watch the replay of Kobe Dillon's third three of this first quarter.
Off the nice assist, finding your shooters, and that's one thing that Beckley, I still say they've done well the last couple of games. Good, better, best, and sharing the basketball. You haven't saw a lot of possessions with a lot of bad shots.
By the way, I want to update the girls' game. At the end of the first quarter, the girls' team playing for their bid to go to the state tournament as Walton draws the foul. George Washington leads Beckley in the girls' game 25-18 at the end of the first quarter. That game being played down at George Washington tonight. The winner of that game will punch their ticket to the state girls' basketball tournament, which starts 1 week from tonight in Charleston.
And Jalen able to draw another foul. It's the third team foul for Bluefield.
So Jalen Walton, he was 1 of 2 the first time he got to the line. He makes that, so Walton is now 2 out of 3. And with 3:40 left in the quarter, Eric, already a big quarter for Beckley, already 17 on the board. Second free throw is no good, so he's 2 of 4 at the line. And Bluefield comes out of there with it. Here's Smith.
And the first miss was a good-looking shot. That was a bad-looking miss right there.
Smith, tough pull up from 15. It won't go, and Walton, I think, knocked it out of bounds, and he did. It'll stay with Bluefield. That was a tough shot for Smith.
It
that
was.
Pull
it
up
was
right
contested.
There.
Good defense. Hand up in the face right there, Preston Clary, and just making it real tough sledding right now for Bluefield's offense.
So here's the Beavers with it. Here's Smith off the dribble. They cut him off. Helm down the lane. I thought he should have maybe taken that shot. He got right into the lane, Eric, about 8 feet away. Yeah.
Little floater.
And so they're going to reset their offense. Coming up on the 3-minute mark of the quarter. Deep three, back iron, no good by Smith. Battle for the rebound, and Beckley's able to control the boards.
Yeah, Williams with a great rebound.
Balls to Walton. Finds Kobe Dillon open. Can he hit his 4-3 of the quarter? No, a little strong, but there's Clary with the putback up and under. Too strong. Volleyballed around there, and Bluefield comes out of there with it.
And that's one right there. I don't think Preston Clary should have just shot it on the side where he got the rebound.
I think he made it tougher than what it had to be.
Yes, he did.
Here's Helm with it now for Bluefield. Trying to get around Kobe Dillon. Good defense
George
by
Gervin
Dillon.
couldn't have made that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bluefield's offense looks out of sync.
Yeah, Smith into the lane. Little turnaround, good-looking shot by Smith is up and in.
Good-looking ball player.
Yeah, that stops a 12-0 Beckley run right now. And by making that, there's a nice take by Williams. A lot of contact. Couldn't believe there wasn't no foul on that. As, you know, we don't have a rooting interest, but that just looked like that was a foul. There's a three made in the corner, and that three's by Dumford. So Bluefield a little mini 5-0 run after Beckley had scored 12 in a row. And that's a travel, and that's a good call. As Clary got away, or thought he got away with it, as now Lucas Rainey will check into the ball game. As we watch the replay there, and also into the ball game will be Robinson for Beckley. And you know, Eric, we had talked about this.
I don't think that was a travel. That was pretty close.
You know, we talked about this back in pregame of Coach Kidd being able to dip into his bench and get more guys involved. He's been able to do that already.
And this pays dividends, man, because you never know what's on the horizon the next couple of games. You got to come in and get some minutes.
Smith will dial it up and hit. Splash down from downtown.
And just like that, Bluefield's back in it with some timely threes. That's the third three of the quarter.
It's an 8-0 Bluefield run.
And that was Smith, correct?
Yes. They got a mismatch with Walton, even it's a zone. Rainey will dial it up for three and hit.
And that's tough. Rainey right off the bench to knock one down.
And you know, Eric, if you're Bluefield, you got to pick your poison. And you know you'd rather give up 2 than 3, but you know Walton is such a presence inside that Rainey had the space to spot up and knock that 3 down.
That's right. Their concern was stopping Walton. Bounce pass here would be key.
And there's a pass to Clary, and he can't finish. We're under a minute for the quarter. Back the other way. Here comes Bluefield. Smith shaking and baking, step back. His foot was on the line, but he was still able to knock it down. Good-looking player and a good-looking shot by Smith. You can see, Eric, why he averages 20 a game.
Yeah, and good-looking player right there and something to build on.
So here's Beckley in the final 35 seconds of the quarter. Walton inside, mismatch, spins, double teams, draws the foul, gets to the line. But if you're Bluefield, you'd rather have him earn it at the line than let him, as we watch the play again, the replay, Eric, you'd rather have him shoot at the line than have him attack the front of the rim.
Yeah, good entry pass here, but the way he ball fakes, it's a great ball fake. And
so 2 free throws for Walton. He entered the ball game averaging 18 a game. Shooting 70% from the floor, 60% from the line. The first free throw is up and in.
And if he's true to form, excuse me, Maris, he's only made one of 2 each trip to the line.
So did you jinx him or reverse jinx him as her?
We'll see here.
We'll check into the game for Bluefield, and you did jinx him. 1 of 2 each time.
I didn't jinx him. I just said I stated what he's done.
Oh, well, see, but if you wouldn't have said anything, he might have made that. All right, final 20 seconds of the first quarter, which has been a very entertaining first quarter. Here's Helm with it. Bluefield play hold it for the final shot of the quarter. Off the dribble here is Dumford into the lane over to Helm. Helm for 3. Good as Helm knocks it down. Long pass ahead. Walton, he puts the shot up and it won't go. And what a very good, entertaining first quarter. At the end of 1, it's Beckley 21, Bluefield 16. Back with the second quarter after this on Video Productions.
Anna Burnett with Window World of Beckley. Are you dealing with those cold winter drafts through your windows? Is it causing your energy bills to rise? If you answered yes, Window World can help. Instead of dealing with those old drafty windows another year, call Window World of Beckley today. Yes, we work all year. Our windows are Energy Star efficient and designed to resist extreme weather. Make the smart investment with our no interest for 15 months. Call Window World of Beckley today.
Don't drop the ball. Come see your hometown legends at the all-new Greenbrier Ford in Beckley. We won't be beat.
Hey, my name is Justice, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A nugget trays is that they're all unique. Every nugget you look at is its own different special little nugget. They're great for any occasion, but especially holidays. When you don't have enough time, when you need something quick, that flavor is always popping.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. Got an update on the girls' game right now. The girls' game, Beckley on the road in the third quarter with 3:43 left in it. Beckley's now in front, Eric, 52-51. The winner of that Beckley-George Washington game will punch their ticket to the state tournament. But Bluefield made a nice run. They were down as many as 14 as they throw it away on the first possession of the second quarter. They were down 17-3, yes. And they've made a nice rally as they've outscored Beckley 13-4 and cut the lead to 5.
Yeah, you know, timely shooting, too. Great shooting.
Walton down low, little turnaround and scores. Like I said, not just Bluefield tonight, Eric, but the games that we have seen, and we've pretty much seen all their home games, no one has had an answer for Jalen Walton in the post like that when he sits up. Here's a three on the near side. That's not going to connect, and that three was put up by Dumford. And here's Kobe Dillon on the move. From the elbow, Toby Dillon. He's having a good first half.
And that puts Kobe into double figures.
Kobe Dillon, what's he got, 11?
Yes.
As he's got 3 threes in that 2. Here's Totten on the drive, and a little floater rolls around. Heartbreak for Totten. That ball went halfway down and wouldn't stay down. And here's Beckley on the attack. Here's a 3 in the near corner, in and out, no good. And we got the new player into the ball game. That was Wines, who missed that last 3 by Beckley. Beckley won the first meeting down at the Brush Fork Army in Blue Whale when they played in January, 70-47. Beckley's led by as many as 14. The lead's 9 now. Smith, a tough pull up, back iron, and Kobe Dillon will clear the rebound for Beckley. Wines got away with the travel. There's a 3 ball in the far corner. Robinson knocks it down. And Beckley scores the first 7 points.
I'm just going to say it. That kid can flat out shoot.
Beckley scores the first 7 points to start the second quarter, and Beckley currently on a 7-0 run. Here's Helm. And there's a 3 rattled in, that 3 by Totten. So that stops the 7-0 Beckley run.
And it's been timely shooting by Bluefield every time, just to knock down and stay within shouting distance.
Well, the way they're playing right now, they don't look like a 2-19 team, do they?
Well, they don't. I mean, and that's what's good about this team for next year. You still live and play.
Rainey doesn't go. Walton had it, and he couldn't maintain. Then he got it right back and lays it up and in.
Wow, ricochet right back to him.
If you're Bluefield, you've got to secure that rebound.
11 for Walton.
So you got 11 for Kobe Dillon and 11 for Jalen Walton, 22 of the team's 30 from those 2 players. Of course, Beckley is without Zion Hawthorne tonight, and I think just coach maybe a precautionary measure as the postseason begins Friday. Here's a 3. It's a little strong from the far corner by Dumford, but Bluefield able to, with the rebound with Totten, and nice play. Here's a steal going in, laid up and in is good by Wines.
Great anticipation.
Yes, able to get in the passing lane, get the steal, take it coast to coast for the layup. That'll get you more minutes.
Well, and that's what is wild. You're thinking like me again because
that's a good thing, right?
It is. It is because as we see
right?
here, playing that defense, that is just a great hustle play. Knowing the being up away from the basketball and playing a little cat and mouse, getting the steal.
And you know, Eric, when you get into the postseason and you get into some maybe tough situations, you never know when you might have to count for somebody like that.
Exactly right. And I still go back to that Shady game February 4th. No one knew about Jaden Robinson.
Until that night.
Exactly.
And he made, 4 threes that night?
4 threes.
Smith dials it up and rings it from downtown.
I'll tell you what, somebody needs to get in Smith's jersey because he is having a night.
Yeah, good-looking player. He came in averaging 20 a game. They're only double digits score. Here's Walton in the post. Got such a huge height advantage. Walton up and under, and he finishes and draws the foul. There's just nothing Bluefield can do. You got Dunford, a smaller player, on Walton's hip. As we watch the replay, Eric, Walton just backing him down, able to spin and get the foul, and will now try to polish off a three-point play. So that's now 13 in the game for Walton.
And you were right. 15 is now Denver Rife.
Yes.
They had him as 20.
Yeah, and the coach told me that. And that's exactly where I got it from. But Walton now, he's 3 of 7 from the line. But Beckley gets the offensive rebound, and Kobe Dillon will dial it up deep. It won't go, but another opportunity. And Rainey will dial it up deep and hit. Splash down by Rainey. And this is the biggest lead of the game right here, coming up on the 4-minute mark of the half. Beckley up 15. They led by as many as 14 in the first quarter. The lead 15 now. Smith on the drive. Trying to back Clary down, leans in. That's a tough shot. If that goes, I'm going to say if that went in, that was just way better offense than defense because it was really good defense. As Clary, I thought, played really good defense. But if Smith made that shot, you just got to take your hat off to him on that.
Yeah, and as we go into break, let's see what they're going to take here.
Yeah, it looks like a full timeout with 3:52 left in the half. Beckley enjoying its largest lead up 15. We'll take a break. Be right back here on Video Productions.
Most mouth-watering showdown on television. The Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off. Right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
Take a ride to the north side and get your big John deal at Mid-State Ford in Summersville. And here's the top 5 reasons to shop Mid-State Ford. You'll find the largest inventory, award-winning service, financing made easy for everyone, highest trade-in value. And the number 1 reason to shop Mid-State Ford is where you'll find your big John deal. Mid-State Ford in Summersville, MidStateFordWV.com.
All right, out of the timeout, Beckley up 15. That's good news here. If you're a Beckley fan, Eric, good news down in Charleston as Beckley leads George Washington. The ball down low to Walton. He muscles it up. It won't go. Follow-up won't go. Partially blocked. In the girls' game, Beckley's 8 minutes away from punching their ticket to Charleston. They're up 58-55 as they start the fourth quarter at GW.
8 minutes to go, and it's going to be a tough 8 minutes.
Yeah.
But
that was a tough shot by Dunford on the baseline. Here's Kobe Dillon back the other way. Clary, and what do we got? We got a whistle away from the ball. I think we got a Beckley foul. We do. Maybe Walton on the clear out.
Well, that's tough away from the basketball call as they get Walton out now. And
so if Beckley's able to hang on the fourth quarter, and Eric, you and I did the game when Beckley girls played George Washington. Beckley and GW's girls won that game maybe 15. 16 points. Yeah, 15. Maybe 50-35, something like that.
Yes.
And now Beckley up 58-55 as they go to the fourth quarter there. Smith will dial up a 3 and hit right down the chute for Smith.
And that's Smith's third 3 of the first half.
He's the only double-digit scorer for Bluefield as Clary makes a difficult shot in the lane. Here's Helm on the attack. But Smith's been the hot hand. If you're Bluefield, you want to go to him. He's got that big brace on his right leg as he spins. 15-footer, knocks it down. Hey. Kobe Dillon was all over him, just couldn't do anything with that. That's just better offense. And Smith's feeling it, Eric.
Great offense.
Yeah, he's lighting it up. Clary off the dribble. They cut him off.
15 points of the 27 from Smith. He said he came in averaging 20.
20. And right now he's been the offense for Bluefield in this first half.
steady too. And you know what that does? That defensively, that helps, his mindset. He's got a pep in his step right now.
Bluefield's out of that zone. They've gone man-to-man. And the reason that being, Eric, I think because Walton's not in the game, is Clary gets into the lane and scores.
Beautiful mid-range shot right there by
and Eric,
Preston
I think because there's no way Bluefield could play behind Walton. With Walton not in the game, that's why they came out of the zone and I think went man-to-man.
Yeah, and if you're Beckley, be better off the bounce right now.
Yeah. Smith, the hot hand. He knocked the ball free. Here's Dunford with it. Coming up on the final minute and a half, and there's a foul on A.J. Thomas.
Hedged. That was a little too aggressive.
But, Eric, it's the way this game's been played. It's been well officiated. That's only the third team foul on Beckley here in the quarter. Bluefield's only got one. I like how the officials have let him go.
Tournament time, man.
Right.
Play basketball. Do it out here on the court.
Yeah, put the ball in the basket. We don't want everybody shooting at the free throw line. And see, here getting that far up on Smith, I think that's tough because he just elevates and shoots right over top of the defender. And Smith's feeling it. He's lighting it up for Bluefield. Here's Clary with it.
And if you're Beckley, you just want to answer the call here offensively.
A.J. Thomas for three. That's going to be short. You could tell that the minute he left it. We're under the minute he left his hand. We're under a minute for the half. And Bluefield trying to cut this to single digits, Eric, and that'd be a feather in their cap if they're to do that. Nice pick and roll. Shot off the glass. We got an offensive foul, and the foul's going to go against her.
And that's what A.J. Thomas may have shot a poor shot on the offensive end, but picks up a key charge here as he sets up.
Yep.
And that's all day long. Great play right there. And let's see if Beckley will play for the final shot. And little offense insertion here as you put Walton in.
And with Walton coming in, look for Bluefield probably to go back into that zone again because there's no way Bluefield doesn't have anybody with size enough to try to play behind him.
Well, the only guy that they actually have that has the size is Smith, and he's a guard.
And he's out on Kobe Dillon, and they're going to play man, and they got Dunford behind him, but maybe they're going to play a guy behind him, guy in front of him because it's just so hard to deal with him. Final 30 seconds of the half, and that's where they want to go. As Kobe Dillon goes off the dribble, finds Walton down low. The double team is partially blocked. He gets it back and lays it up and in. What a first half that Walton has had.
What a great insertion by, Coach Ron Kidd, too. Recognizing what was going on, stop the bleeding a little bit, put your big gun back in.
Last shot time of the half, final 10 seconds. You get the ball to Smith and just get out of the way, right? He's been the offense for Bluefield in this first half.
Oh, he's pulling this.
Yep. He drives. He's got three white jerseys around. Shot won't go, and that's how the half comes to an end. Beckley led by as many as 15. The lead is 14 now at the break. Beckley in front, 43-29. We'll take a break, come back and get you ready for the Massey Power Sports halftime show coming up next on Video Productions.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance. We've got your back office.
Take a ride to the north side and get your big John deal at Mid-State Ford in Summersville. And here's the top 5 reasons to shop Mid-State Ford. You'll find the largest inventory, award-winning service, financing made easy for everyone, highest trade-in value. And the number one reason to shop Mid-State Ford is where you'll find your big John deal. Mid-State Ford in Summersville, MidStateFordWV.com.
And we welcome you into the Massey Power Sports halftime show. At the break, Beckley up 14, 43-29. They've led from the opening tip. They scored the first 5 points of the game. They led by 14, 17-3 in that first quarter. And then Bluefield closed the gap to only 5 at the end of one. Beckley led 21-16. Beckley is led by as many as 15 in the second quarter. And at the break, it is 43-29. This is the final game of the regular season. Beckley's postseason will begin on a Friday night against Riverside. Eric and I will have that game, and that game will tip at 7 o'clock. Also, video productions will be at Shady High School Friday. Shady will get the winner, and I don't have this in front of me, Eric. I know that Sissonville's in the game, and I can't recall who Sissonville plays, but it's an 8-9 game being played tonight.
Nicholas County.
So Nicholas County and Sissonville are playing tonight. The winner of that game will take on Shady. That will also tip at 7 o'clock Friday. Bill O'Brien and Mark Montgomery will have that. Of course, the Girls State High School basketball tournament will begin 1 week from tonight. The boys will start 2 weeks from tonight. And the last update I got on the Beckley girls, they were leading George Washington 58-55 as they enter the fourth quarter down at George Washington. The Lassies are performing. You can see them out there on your screen is where I'm talking. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go inside the numbers of the first half. Beckley leads by 14, 43-29 here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatscity.com.
It's fourth down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but a touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
The path to a rewarding, well-paying career is close to home. Discover what WVU Tech graduates already know. We're a small campus with big opportunities. With hands-on experience in high-demand programs like hospitality, forensic investigations, cybersecurity, engineering, and nursing, you'll be prepared to enter the workforce, solving West Virginia's most important problems. We know that you can change the world, and it starts here at home.
Hey, Chris, are you snowed in too?
Nah, man, I'm staying nice and warm from the heat coming off all these deals at Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall.
Oh, good for you, man.
For limited time, get up to $10,500 off remaining 2024 GMC Sierra 1500 Denali's.
Hey, can I come over there?
Sure, man.
Oh, this is a lot warmer.
GMC, we are professional grade.
And we welcome you back to the Massey Power Sports halftime show. Beckley up 14, 43-29. We're going to go inside the numbers, and inside the numbers are brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Whether it's a blue can of Pepsi, whether it's a silver can of Diet Pepsi or a black can of Pepsi Zero, you want the nice, refreshing taste of a Pepsi. And Eric, you have the numbers of the first half.
Well, the numbers look really good right now for Jace Smith. You know, they're on the short end of the scoreboard with 29 points put up in the first half, but he's done his part. Came in averaging 20 points on the year. He has 17 points in this first half, and that's on 3 two-point field goals and 3 threes, but just not any other help, really. Ricky Dunford was able to hit two threes in that first quarter as Bluefield knocked down 4 threes in the first quarter, but he has 6, and the only other two players to score is Amari Helm with a 3 in the first quarter, and Devin Totten with 3 of the 29 points for Bluefield. For Beckley, the big gun is shining again tonight. It's Jalen Walton. The only thing he hasn't done really well is at the free throw line. He leads the way with 15 points, but he's only 3 of 7 from the free throw line. Kobe Dillon is playing, his steady self, and he has 3 3-pointers knocked down and 1 for 2 for 11 points. 2 players with 6 points. Preston Clary comes in with 6, and Lucas Rainey coming in, off the bench and some extended playing time has 6. And 2 other players that were inserted in the first half, Jaden Robinson makes a 3, and Javante Wines makes a 2-pointer off a steal.
Yeah, nice defensive play and a steal for the layup. 43-29 is the Beckley lead, 14. Like I said, they led by as many as 15 in the first half. But Bluefield there, Eric, seemed like that every time Beckley would extend the lead, Bluefield would make a nice run, and then Beckley able to have a nice run there to get the lead back to double digits and lead by 14.
Yeah, and Bluefield answered the bell, and it's been really one person keeping them, like I said, within shouting distance is that's Jay Smith. And I think we'll talk about this when, leading into the second half, so I'll just save that thought.
All right, we'll take one final break, get you ready for the second half. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Wait, so neither should your care. Whether it's a cough, fever, or stomach bug, Access Plus is here for those urgent moments.
From bumps and bruises to stitches and even x-rays, we've got you covered with extended hours and walk-in care for the whole family.
You do not have to be an Access Health patient to be seen. No appointments, no hassle, just quality care when you need it.
Access Health, where care meets community.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that.
Done. It's that easy with compliance. Compliance. We've got your back office.
Don't drop the ball. Come see your hometown legends at the all-new Greenbrier Ford in Beckley. We won't be beat.
The most mouth-watering showdown on television. The Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off. Right here at your local Little General store. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by West Virginia Orthopedic and Trauma, Dr. John Tabbitt. Whether you're in a car accident or you had a sports-related injury, Dr. Tabbitt and his staff will get you right back on your feet. They're located at Woodcrest Drive in Beckley. Also, the game is brought to you in part by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. You never know when you need a plumber till you need a plumber, and the number you need to call is 304-253-HELP. Well, Eric, we're going to update the game between the Beckley girls and George Washington girls with 2 minutes remaining in the ball game. George Washington has now gone ahead 76-71, one of the more high-scoring games of girls basketball that you and I have seen, this season.
Yeah, and you seem like, with 2 minutes to go, you got to get some stops. But that is, I really thought that they had a chance, but I didn't think they would pull it out. Let's hope, see if Beckley can come up with something here in the last 2 minutes.
Well, Eric, I'll be honest, if you would have told me earlier today that Beckley, with 2 minutes to go, would have 71 points, I think they would be able enough to win the game. But I know that George Washington has some firepower, especially playing at home. Yeah. And the game's not over yet, but GW leads 76-71 with 2 minutes remaining in that game down at George Washington High School. Of course, the winner of that game will punch their ticket to next week's Girls State High School basketball tournament. All right, ready for the second half. Beckley will get the first possession, Eric, and Bluefield will come out, play man-to-man, and Beckley will go right to Walton. And Walton, great position, down low, up and under, and scores. He went down low. Actually, I said up and under is really under and then up because he got down low and then able to put it up in. Biggest lead of the game right here at 16.
Yeah, it's all with the ball fake and good recognition by Beckley coming out and establishing Walton once again on the inside.
And there's Helm for 3, and it's short. And if Bluefield's going to get back in it as Clary clears the rebound, they've got to find somebody else to share some of the offensive responsibility other than Smith. Is Kobe Dillon a drive, and he was able to get the ball to A.J. Thomas. And now Walton with great position. Down low, spins into the lane, and puts the shot up and draw the foul. There's just nothing that Bluefield can do. And he split 3 defenders on this play, as we'll watch the replay here as he gets right to the rim.
Yeah, and the thing is, he ball fakes really well under control. as we see right here, once he gets it.
Look at that. Great setup, and look at that. He splits 3 defenders. And the free throw's no good. So, we bragged about him that he was up to 60% from the line. Now he's 4 of 8, so he's shooting 50% from the line in this game.
Yeah, he's got a chance to salvage it, though, to knock down a few more during the game.
And you're right, Eric, because I think he's going to get there a couple more times at least as he makes 1 of 2 again. And biggest lead of the game right here at 17 a minute into the third quarter. Here's Helm. Dunford has it now. And now Smith with it. Smith has been the offensive firepower for Bluefield here in this game. As he goes past Walton, pull up, shot is on good. Boy, that's money right there. That's a nice offensive play, Eric.
Yeah, just nice stop on the dime and get it up.
He was at Walton down on the other end, the low post, backs his way in. Finds
nice
Kobe
pass.
Dillon for 3. Got it! Right down the chute for Kobe Dillon.
Well, great job on Walton on the
Eric, as any team knows, or any people that watch basketball, when you got a good passing big guy, how much better that helps your shooters.
Yeah. Now Taylor Williams is going to try to get some of this offense.
Here's Helm.
You can't
Smith.
overplay him.
3 won't go. Walton clears the rebound.
Well, they got away with a mistake there.
Yeah,
Taylor
they
Williams
did.
You can't have that false hustle.
A.J. Thomas thought about the 3, puts it on the deck, tacks the rim, and lays it up and in. Beckley on an 8-2 run to start the half, got their biggest lead of the game up 20. So Beckley beat them down in Bluefield, down at the Brush Fork in Blue Whale, 70-47 back in January. The ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Bluefield.
Yeah, great anticipation right there by A.J. Thomas, almost coming up with the steal.
Bluefield will be at James Monroe to start their postseason on Friday. Beckley will be here at home. They will take on Riverside. By the way, that game Friday, Beckley and Riverside will tip at 7. We'll have it for you on Video Productions. Also, Shady will be on Video Productions as well on Friday. That game tips at 7 as well. Shady will play the winner of Nicholas County and Sissonville. They're playing tonight. Here's Smith, spins, puts the shot up. Looked like maybe got fouled. That's what he was saying to the referee, but no whistle. And back the other way, here comes Beckley with it.
Definitely got high-fived on the shot.
Yeah, I thought he definitely got fouled. Clary, spot up, knocks it down. That's a 2. And Beckley really starting to pull away now as they've outscored them 10-2 here in the first 3 minutes and change.
As you can see, the defense now is geared to not trying to let him, Jay Smith, get the ball back once he.
And there's a reach-in foul.
A.J. Thomas will get called on the reach here.
And Coach Webster, he was like, you called that, but you didn't call my man when he got hit on the shot. But, by the way, like I said, these officials, they've done a good job, and they're on top of it. And I like – it's only – here we are, Eric, 4:38 for the third and only one team foul. Only one team foul on each team. As you mentioned, ball's kicked. It'll stay with Bluefield under their basket.
Yeah, let them play.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think that the people that are watching at home and the people that bought tickets, they didn't come to watch a foul shooting contest, did they?
Exactly right.
And I know, look, if you foul, and I understand that. But, there's certain things that are not fouls. Like there's contact on that, but that's a good no call.
Good no call.
Because the ball is out of bounds over the back.
Initiated, right. It could have been either way.
It was a nice drive by Dunford. He was just not able to finish. So I'm sure we'll be getting a final score and update down at George Washington pretty soon. And with 1:07 left, it's 80-72 in favor of George Washington. So that's a lot higher scoring game than I thought it would be as Kobe Dillon rains a 3. Biggest lead of the game here at 25.
That's 5 on the evening for Kobe Dillon.
And Bluefield wants a timeout. So timeout on the floor. It's a 30-second timeout. So we'll tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Allstate Insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate, and you're in good hands with Lori Richmond as your agent. She's my agent. She takes care of me. She'll take care of you as well. Lori Richmond with Allstate. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Love me some Cracker Barrel. Love me that pig in the morning time for breakfast. Actually, I love me some crisp bacon or sausage. You can eat it any time, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You want Cracker Barrel. as we do have a game on Video Productions, Eric, in the other part of the co-regional, St. Albans and Oak Hill. 3:40 left in that game, and the Oak Hill Red Devils lead St. Albans 44-43. The winner of that game will punch their ticket to the girls' state tournament. And we appreciate the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, our producer and director, able to pull that up on part of our family of networks on Video Productions. All right, out of the timeout, with 4:06 left in the third, 25-point Beckley lead, biggest lead of the game right here. And Bluefield will inbound side out across the way.
Yeah, some finals are rolling in from 4A.
Well, if you got them, Eric, we'll get those in a minute.
Okay.
Now is the time to get those score update, whatever you got.
And University has knocked off Wheeling Park in the Region 1 championship, 65-35. University takes the win.
Yeah, Wheeling Park was the defending champion last year. As Clary comes up with an almost steal and does get a steal, is he able to save it and throw it over his head to Walton?
I love and
A.J. Thomas, he saw a clear path to the basket, Eric, and took his eye off the ball, and Beckley turns it over.
What a bounce pass.
Yes, as we watch the replay here. Nice play by Kobe Dillon. And you can see that A.J. Thomas just took his eyes off it. You got some other updated scores?
I'm worried about that bounce pass right there, man.
Well, 3 ball by Smith. He shot that from downtown Bluefield as he drains a 3 ball.
22 on the night.
Quickly back the other way. Clary will dial it up for 3. So Clary's like back at you. So if you're Beckley, like I said, you've got to be really pleased, Eric. You've done what you wanted to do. I think Coach Kidd very pleased, and Beckley will – you would think they would be able to hang on as Smith will pass to Helms. Smith on the drive, and Beckley be able to get their 7th straight win headed into the postseason. That 3 ball in the corner just grazes the rim. And here's A.J. Thomas on the move. Pull up from 15, back iron. Helms clears the rebound. Helm, for Bluefield. Smith over to Dunford. Dunford will shoot the short shot. It won't go. And the rebound is cleared by Taylor Williams. Baseball pass to Clary, and he'll attack the basket, lay it up and in. Clary's had quite a game here tonight.
Yeah, 13 points for Clary. Great recognition by Kobe Dillon, getting it out and getting it to the open man.
And, Eric, I said back in the pregame, if a lot of the reserves can play, if not maybe all of the fourth quarter, a big part of it, and it looks like that might be the case here tonight.
Yeah, that's building, some team chemistry, getting some young guys some shots.
Dunford down the lane, throws it up, and it won't go, but he'll draw the foul. And I like that play. Dunford just put his head down, put the ball, the dribble, off the dribble into the lane, draws the foul, and gets to the line.
Yeah, A.J. Thomas with the personal.
Final score, George Washington has beaten Beckley tonight, 83-74 in the girls' game. So George Washington will punch their ticket and go to the state tournament. And Coach Neighbors, I'll tell you what a pleasure it was to be able to cover his team this year and the girls that they have. But Beckley comes up a little short tonight in a battle. And, Eric, if you told me Beckley was able to score the number of points that they scored tonight, scored 74, you think that would be enough, but GW puts up 83.
No excuses, but the hats off to the coaching staff, because what could have been with this team if you had Josie Cross.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 20 points.
Kobe Dillon left the 3 a little short. Walton with the rebound. Ball's knocked out of his hands as we got Gage Burdett into the ball game for Beckley. Here's Dunford, near side 3. Won't go, and Burdett had the rebound. The ball is knocked out of bounds, and it will stay. Nope, it will not. It will go back over to Beckley.
And Dunford had just made those last 2 free throws to put him at 8.
And that's his average.
7 points in the quarter right now for Bluefield.
Yeah, it's been a real struggle because they just haven't been able to find any offense other than Smith, and no answer for Walton. He finds Burdett. He'll dial it up for 3. Looks good and is good.
Another assist, though, from Walton.
So Beckley, Eric, I'm guessing they've hit double digits in threes tonight?
Yes, they have.
How many?
No, not double digits.
Not yet? They got to be getting close to that.
9.
As I say, they got to be getting close to that, so they're 1 away from double digits. So 27 of their 64 have come from downtown.
10 because
so they are double digits.
Jaden Robinson hit one.
So 30 of their 64 points have come from behind the arc. Coming up on the final minute here of the third quarter, we got a Beckley foul, and I think they'll get Williams.
Now, I told you about that Independence math from last night.
Yeah, I know.
You can't get it to me on the fly like that. You got to give me a chance.
Yeah, I got to give it some time.
My fingers.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Eric keeps a book. I keep a running score. That's why I don't have access. It's hard for me to keep a running score in individual totals. And, I remember one time we had in addition to our broadcast, Eric, where – and that really spoiled me from 3 years ago. Nick Eskins, our producing director, remember we had it up there and to tell you how many they made and how long they went without making a field goal. It had everything. It was almost doing all the work for it. All we had to do was just read it, and there's a foul as Beckley has emptied their bench and got a lot of new players into the ball game. And you might have to help me out who we got. We got Rainey out there for Beckley.
Yeah, you got Kingston Clark, Lucas Rainey, Jaden Robinson, Javante Wines, and Gage Burdett.
And for Bluefield, they still got Smith out there. They've got Rife out there. Helm with the ball now. Smith has it in the corner. Smith's had a big night for Bluefield. Here's Helm. And he'll find Dunford. Dunford thought about the three. Now Dunford on the drive into the lane. There's Totten with a little floater on the baseline. It won't go. And the rebound is with Wines for Beckley. Here's Burdett. Three ball on its way, short. And here's Bluefield, probably final shot of the third in the final 18 seconds. Helm will attack the basket and lay it up and in. I guess no need to take the final shot when you can get right to the rim like that. Final 10 seconds of the third. We'll have to get a shot up. Wines knows the clock. He'll let it fly. That's not going to be nowhere close. And that's how the third quarter will end. At the end of three, it's Beckley 64, Bluefield 38. Take a break, come back, and get you ready for the fourth quarter coming up next here on Video Productions.
Doesn't wait, so neither should your care. Whether it's a cough, fever, or stomach bug, Access Plus is here for those urgent moments.
From bumps and bruises to stitches and even x-rays, we've got you covered with extended hours and walk-in care for the whole family.
You do not have to be an Access Health patient to be seen. No appointments, no hassle, just quality care when you need it.
Access Health, where care meets community.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Infinity Co. Company. Infinity Co. offers a no premium, no deductible health insurance with dental and vision coverage. They also offer company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company matching 401k plan. Also, the game is brought to you by Exit Elevation Realty, Luca Richmond, the broker. You can dial up Luca Richmond at 304-256-0101. And last but certainly not least, brought to you by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. They have futuristic bowling every Friday and Saturday night. You can dial up 304-253-7328 to make a reservation. Well, Eric, we're going to the fourth quarter. Beckley's led from the opening tip. They've scored the first 5 points. They've never looked back. They led 21-16 at the end of one. 43-29 at the break, and they lead 64-38 as we go to the fourth quarter.
And it looks like Coach Ron Kidd's going to get that starting five at least, probably 4 more minutes.
Maybe at least, got to think at least 3 minutes anyway.
Yes.
And maybe 4, and then, like I said, he'll be able to use the bench. But some of the bench players have got some pretty good minutes here tonight for Beckley.
Yeah, I was going to say you have to be pleased if you're, coming off the bench. You got quality minutes.
Walton down low, and he was able to left it short, got his own rebound. He'll go back up and score. I tell you, maybe he was surprised at how wide open he was, Eric, and maybe he was being like Moses Malone trying to pad his rebound stat because he missed that shot, and he was right there. He was so close and not able to finish, but able to finish the second time around.
And 20 points for Walton.
Yep. And double digits, I'm sure, in rebound. There's a little floater by Totten that won't go. A.J. Thomas trying to get the ball down low. He gets the ball down low to Williams. Williams on the turn off the glass, up and in.
Nice strong move by Williams. And I'm glad to see that. That's his first 2 points of the night for the senior.
Yep. 30-point game, biggest lead of the game right here at the 6:50 mark of the fourth quarter. And there's a three that's short by Totten. And we got a foul on the rebound. The foul will go against Totten.
Yeah, A.J. Thomas climbed the ladder for the rebound. And
so the girls' state high school tournament will start 1 week from tonight. Actually, 1 week from in the morning.
Yes.
First game tips at 9:30. Of course, I'll be there at the girls' state tournament and be there for the boys as well. So here's Beckley on the attack. Beckley will open up their postseason play on Fridays. Walton goes to the rim. Missed the first one as it actually was partially blocked. Able to get it right back and put it back up and in. Like I said, Bluefield just had no answer for Walton tonight. Bluefield just does not have the size. Now Beckley going to play a little zone. And that's something you could see Beckley play in the postseason, Eric.
Yeah, a little zone.
Smith will shoot over it and score. Boy, Smith, what an outstanding player he is.
25 for Smith.
Kobe Dillon on the drive, leaves it for Williams, gets it back, and he might have been out of bounds, and he was.
Nah, the offensive foul.
They call it foul?
No, Kobe.
I thought he was out of bounds. Yeah,
yes.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I think he was trying to tippy-toe the baseline there, and I think he got his big toe on the line as Kobe Dillon will come out of the ball game.
I think he did that so he could come out of the ball game for Gage Burdett.
Oh, you think he did it on purpose? All right.
We'll say that, man.
All right. That's your story. You're sticking to it, right?
That's right.
All right, Helm.
Oh, nice play.
Smith will dial it up for three and get
play.
the same answer he's been getting right down the bottom of the well. A three ball. Good-looking player. Got that big brace on. That really hadn't affected his mobility here tonight.
Man, those braces are real light. That thing probably doesn't even know it's on his leg.
Burdett with the drive, puts up the shot, can't get the roll. It's a nice take by Burdett. It just wouldn't stay down for him. Yeah, you know, they probably are a lot lighter. It just looks a little awkward.
Yeah.
As Helm will dial it up for three. That's not close. Williams with the rebound. Here's Walton. Into the lane and able to score. Walton will probably come out, Eric, next dead ball with 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. As Rainey will check in for Beckley and Robinson on the next dead ball.
And St. Albans was able to hold off Oak Hill Mares 51-46 to punch their ticket. So
out of this region, George Washington and St. Albans will represent Region 3 of the girls in 4A as the ball is knocked out of bounds by Walton. As I mentioned, Rainey and Robinson checking in. And Clary will come out. And A.J. Thomas will come out. So they'll leave Walton out on the floor.
Well, Walton and Taylor, you probably leave them out on the floor. You know, Taylor Williams, seniors, going to give him a shot.
Yep. And once again, another three. Boy, what's that for Smith? What a night he's had tonight. And here's a turnover. Here's Dunford.
31.
He came in averaging 20. Helm for three. That's one thing, and we knew how Bluefield was not going to give up. They fought their way back.
Well, the thing is,
here's a steal.
They can take this into the postseason.
And we got a blocking foul on Burdett, and I think that's a good call, even though he got the worst end of that because he was moving as we watched the replay. Watch this here.
Can't you be moving in front of someone?
Well, I guess you think, but I do think I think he impeded the path to the basket. But nevertheless, the ones that count, that's what they called. And Wines will check into the Beckley lineup. Smith, and that one won't stay down. Good-looking shot. Halfway point of the fourth quarter, Coach Kidd wants a rolling timeout as Gunner will check into the ball game. Owen Gunner, 6'7" junior. Walton is done to a nice ovation. What a senior night that he had here tonight.
Yeah, 22 points.
We don't count rebounds. I know Kevin Moppin beside me counts rebounds. I'm sure he had double digits in rebounds.
Excuse me, 24.
24 points, and Kevin will tell me in a minute how many rebounds he had. 24 points, 15 rebounds for Walton. Burdett spots up three. Good. Right down the chute from Burdett.
He's going to be a good one.
It was just like anything else, Eric. You know, the more time that these young players get, I think the more they will develop into really good players. Ball's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Bluefield with 3.5 to go. Bluefield's postseason will be Friday on the road at Jameson Road. Now Bluefield will dip into its bench. So Owens is 3 for Bluefield. And these are the numbers that was given, but a lot of the numbers that the coach gave me does not match what's out on the floor. So here's Owens with it for Bluefield. And he'll dial it up from 3. Back iron, and Gunner clears the rebound for Beckley. And there's Rainey. And we got a travel. And Beckley turns it over with 3:08 remaining in the game. We want to stay with us for our Pioneer Community Bank postgame show and the wrap-up show. We'll recap this one. We'll go inside the numbers brought to you by Pepsi. And we'll close out the 2024-2025 regular season as we look forward to the boys' postseason starting on Friday. There's Owens with a drive. He can't get it to go. And the rebound is by Wines. Robinson off the dribble into the lane, puts it up the glass, and it just won't go. He has a nice move as Bonyard with the rebound. And Bluefield throws it away. So it'll be Kingston Clark checking into the Beckley lineup.
Yeah, for Lucas Rainey.
So now, Eric, everybody that dressed for Beckley tonight has played. Once again, Beckley was without Zion Hawthorne, one of the team's 2 leading scorers at 18 a game, and I'm sure this was a precautionary measure, Eric, why Coach Kidd did not play Hawthorne tonight in street clothes. I was told that he might have had a little bit of maybe a back, I don't know, I wouldn't say spasm, but maybe a little issue with his back. His Gunner with a little hook, it won't go. Offensive rebound. And a 3 is good. Robinson. That's how he's made his name, Eric, by dialing up them 3 balls.
I mean, it looks just a nice, smooth stroke.
Totten for 3. That's not close. Wines clears the rebound. So Beckley's going to go into the postseason 16-3. They were not able to have 2 games as Burdette gets a shot block. You get actually 3 games, right?
What'd you say? Excuse me. I was admiring jumper.
Well, you get 22 regular season games. Beckley's only going to get 19 in. So there's 3 games they weren't able to play. One was
Hurricane, O'Keel.
And I think there was Jefferson, I think, was the other
Jefferson was the other.
So, but anyway, there's a steal almost, looked like, as we come up a minute and a half. Here's Owens with it. But what I was saying is Beckley is going to enter the postseason 16-3, winners of 7 in a row. And I think that anyone has watched Beckley, and Eric, as you and I have, and I think you would agree, is that 3 is made that time by Totten, then I think over this 7-game winning streak, it's probably as good as they played at any point this year.
Yeah, they really, upped their game. And as far as, like, sharing the balls, Kingston Clark with a nice up
nice
and under.
Move. Yeah, he just missed the shot. It's a great move. And here's Bluefield on the move. And the shot is swatted by Gunner. The putback is short. Under a minute to go.
I like how the young guys that are out there still defending and playing, and that's what you do.
Hey, when they look at the film, they look at the whole film, don't they?
Correct.
They don't cut it off in the third. They want to see when you're in the games. Wines will dial it up for 3. It won't go. Bluefield comes out of there with it, and we got a Beckley foul. And that's only the 3rd foul between the 2 teams called in this quarter.
Yeah, and that was a hack by Robinson right there. And good open look for Wines right there, just not able to knock it down.
And, Eric, we're 35 seconds away from playing this game just a little more than an hour. Or maybe because, it's 8:38. I think actually it might have been less than an hour.
Yeah, because we started at 7:40.
7:40, yeah. So actually we're coming up on 8:40. We're coming up on 1 hour. And this is one of the quickest games I think you and I have done in a long time.
Yeah, exactly right. And I was going to wait to the end of the game to say it.
Yeah, because I was afraid if I said it during the middle of the game, then it would go at a snail's pace, right?
Yeah. It's happened to us before.
Yeah. Good job tonight, as always, by the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Where would we be without him? I don't know.
Off the air?
Yeah, off the air. Yes. Is that the tip? Did they count the basket? I think they did. Of course, Jackie Moon, a great job. Nope.
I think they're calling over the back. He did climb the ladder.
And the ball went in, so apparently I don't think they're going to count it.
He kind of had his hand on the shoulder.
So they'll disallow the basket, and we'll play the final 20 seconds. Beckley won't need to shoot anymore, I don't think.
Running their offense, man.
Well, I guess.
Trying to get Owen a score.
Gunner able to catch, shoot, and score.
Gunner.
Final 8 seconds of this one. There's a three, and it's no good, and Beckley will win this game by 30 points. Final score, Beckley 83 and Bluefield 53. So now Bluefield, with the loss, they will go to 2-20. They've now lost 8 in a row. Beckley's now won 7 in a row. And Beckley is now 16-3. We'll take a break, come back and get you ready for the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show coming up next here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
Seconds on the clock. He hands it off. Finds a hole in the middle. Clear. Nothing but moves. A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza. Better with Pepsi.
Take a ride to the north side and get your Big John deal at Mid-State Ford in Summersville. And here's the top 5 reasons to shop Mid-State Ford. You'll find the largest inventory, award-winning service, financing made easy for everyone, highest trade-in value. And the number 1 reason to shop Mid-State Ford is where you'll find your Big John deal. Mid-State Ford in Summersville. MidStateFordWV.com.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
And we welcome you into the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show. Final score, Beckley wins the ball game by 30, 83-53. They led wire to wire. They scored the first 5 points of the game, and they never looked back. They got up as many as 14 in the first quarter before leading by 5, 21-16 at the end of the quarter. They got up by as many as 15 in the second quarter, and they led by 43-29 at the break. But really, the start of the third quarter, that's when Beckley really took control, and they expanded the lead to 64-38 at the end of 3. They win the ball game 83-53. With the win, that's the 7th win in a row for Beckley. They will finish the regular season at 16-3. And like we mentioned, toward the end of the fourth quarter, there were 3 games that were not able to be made up, that were postponed due to weather. So they only get 19 of the allowed 22 games this year. Bluefield able to get all 22 games in, and they'll finish their regular season at 2-20, and they will have lost 8 in a row. We're going to go inside the numbers of the ball game, and inside the numbers brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing tastes quite as good as an ice-cold Pepsi, whether it's in a blue can of Pepsi or a silver can of Diet Pepsi or the black can of Pepsi Zero. You want Pepsi. And for the numbers, here's Eric.
Well, Mayor, this is a major number. Both teams made 13 three-pointers, but Bluefield was only able to make 6 twos, and they were led in scoring tonight by Jay Smith, who put on an excellent show out here offensively at 31 points. Ricky Dunford pitched in 8, Amari Helm 8, and Devin Totten 6. For Beckley, they were led in scoring by Jalen Walton with 24. He had 10 twos and was 4 of 9 from the free throw line. Kobe Dillon with 17. Preston Clary with 13. And off the bench, Jaden Robinson with 9, Lucas Rainey with 6, Gage Burdett with 6, and 4 players with 2 points. A.J. Thomas with 2, Taylor Williams, the lone senior other than Jalen Walton with 2 points, and Javante Wines and Owen Gunter got in and scored 2 each.
So if you're Beckley coach Ron Kidd, you got to be pleased. A, you got the win. B, you didn't get anybody injured. C, you played everybody, and you got to rest one of your key players, Zon Hawthorne, as you get ready for the postseason. So first of all, for Bluefield, Eric, as I mentioned, they finish 2-20, and they'll enter the postseason with 8 straight losses. They'll take on James Monroe Friday. Your quick take of Bluefield?
Well, my quick take is they played a well of a basketball game, just ran into Beckley. If this offense travels to James Monroe, they'll have a good chance, especially with the way Jay Smith can put the ball in the hole. If they can get some help, and they'll have a chance in that ball game.
And I think the key word you said for Bluefield to get upset, they got to get help, because it looks like you got a 20-point score out of Smith, and tonight what'd you say he got 31. So he was 11 over his average. So you see what he can do, but I think for Bluefield to pull off the upset, someone else is going to have to help him out on the offensive end.
Yeah, definitely need to get someone else in double figures or spread the wealth, because only 4 players scored.
Right.
I mean, you can't have that and beat these good teams, which James Monroe is a
very good team.
A very good team. We've had a chance to see them and call a game, and it'll be tough to go to Lynn's side and win that one. But I do think they're capable.
Well, they're capable, but I also will say this, and I think you'll agree, James Monroe may not be the favorite in AA, but they'll be one of the favorites.
Oh, they're right there. I mean, this region is well represented in that AA.
All right, on the flip side for Beckley, playing as good as they have all year, in my opinion. I think you would agree with that, Eric. They're 16-3 overall. They'll enter the postseason winners of 7 in a row. Oh, UNI will have their first postseason game. It's an elimination game this Friday in this building. By the way, the game will tip at 7 o'clock when they take on Riverside. Your final take of Beckley as they get ready to head into the postseason.
And if you're Beckley, you got to know you played with one of your major guns tonight in Zion Hawthorne, and wish him well in a speedy recovery. I don't know if they're probably just resting him to get him ready for the postseason.
Precaution, I think.
But this team is primed. They have 2 big games coming up, and I think they just got to continue to share the basketball and play Beckley basketball. I hate to keep saying that, but you've covered them for longer than I have, and that's the formula. If they can go out there and play their best, they like their chances against anyone.
Well, the one thing, Eric, and this is the final thing I'll say before we say our goodbyes, back in the old days, back when I was covering Beckley basketball and radio, it took 3 wins to get there and then 3 wins once you got to the state tournament. Now, Beckley only needs 2. If they can beat Riverside on Friday, they would go to South Charleston next Tuesday, and then the winner of that game would punch their ticket to the tournament. So even though it's tough going to South Charleston, you don't have to play as many games. So now they've been able to slice off one of the wins, and anytime you have to win 5 games as opposed to 6, that's definitely a plus.
That's a plus. You're playing your best basketball, and you just want to continue to do that. And both teams, whoever you play Friday is going to be ready in Riverside, and South Charleston will have a bye and be waiting on Beckley, and that place will be rocking.
All right, that'll do it for here at the Armory tonight. We'll be back here Friday, as we mentioned. Once again, our producer and director, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, doing a great job as always. Jackie Moon on camera. For my partner, Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry, repeating the final score. Beckley wins the ball game by 30. They beat Bluefield 83-53. Good night, everybody.